What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to be going over how to present offers like a six-figure a month closer. If you're new to this channel, all we do is we help individual wholesalers get to six figures per month. And then from there, how to train their teams to have every single closer hit six figures a month as well. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. I've got another killer video for you guys as always. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to actually present an offer. So you guys have probably heard in my other videos, how I go deeper into the problems, how I get the seller in a future state, how I get them to forget about how much the home is worth, how to get their bottom dollar needs. I've discussed all of this, but what I haven't done so far is gone into how do you actually present the offer? What do you do well? And what does a bad offer sound like? So I'm going to start out with what you shouldn't do. And this is what most people do is they'll say something along the lines of, in your process, you say, what are you looking to get for it? You just kind of like fish for a number. You ask like 3 different times until you get a price. From there, you might ask a question to try to get them down. So, a lot of people might do like an anchor, right? And the anchor sounds something along the lines of, well, I saw another property, a property nearby sell for XYZ. What would you say to that offer, right? That's ridiculous way to anchor, but to that offer, they're like, oh, I don't know, let's say no, right? No context or anything. Or one of the things I've heard as well is like, what if I pay for all the closing costs and commissions? And so right here, if I pay for all closing costs and commissions, so here you'll get like maybe you might get like a 5% discount, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I can't close deals. I can't make really big spreads. I'm not gonna have a great close rate if the best I can do is a 5% discount off of the Zestimate. Not gonna really do me any good. And so what I see after, people get that little bit of information is the seller, let's say that their asking price, how much they were looking to get for it. Now they went to the Zillow price. So the Zillow price, ARV, let's call it, was 550, right? And then from there, they get it down to, call it 535, right? From all the closing costs and commissions. But where they need to be is like 450, right? So they're really far apart. Okay. And this is where they leave off. They're just like, oh, well, my offer is going to be way lower. So what they do is they come back, and when they give the offer, they just say, hey, it looks like you were qualified for 450, and will you take that? Yes or no? Now here's the thing. Even if the seller would take that offer, like even if they completely lied and you did nothing well in your sales process, but you were able to get them down, here's what they do. They go, okay, let me write that down. I've got $450 for $450,000. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket, and I'm gonna go see what anybody else can do. I'm gonna go shop it around. I'm gonna go talk to a realtor. I'm gonna go talk to all these other people, my Uncle Bob, anybody that I need to talk to see if this is a good offer. And that's what happens most of the time. It's why most people lose out on deals that they should be closing. Here's what top closers do. Anybody that's doing 150K plus a month, this is what they're doing. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to walk through the proper way to present an offer. So the first thing inside of before we even get into numbers, we need to find out, what are they trying to accomplish? All right. What is the problem that they're trying to solve? So what are they trying to accomplish? All right. From there, what we're going to find out is how much does that cost? Not how much they're looking to get for the property, but how much does that actually cost for them to solve that problem? Once I have that, I am going to anchor on that number. I'm not going to anchor on the Zillow price. I'm not going to say, how much are you looking to get for it? You guys have probably heard my other videos, me go through how to get bottom dollar needs. So let's say seller's trying to buy another house. I'm going to find out, how much does that house cost and how much are they looking to put down on it? Well, they're looking to put down, 40%. I might anchor and say, hey, let's say the offers come back lower than that. Let's say that they all come back at, I don't know, 100,000. You can put down 20%. Would you still be able to buy that house? Would you be in a better position? And I'm going to stay there until I get the seller's bottom dollar needs. I'm going to stay in that loop, making sure that they can realize, because most of the time we can solve a seller's problems. We might not be able to get them the absolute top dollar or even what they want, but a lot of times, like very often, we can solve their problem. And if you can just focus on that, you will easily be able to close 1 out of 10, 1 out of 12 leads per deal, right? So once I get that anchor, I have other tactics that I go into on other videos of like, what if they say the number's too high, how we consequence them, how we get that lower. I'm going to do most of my negotiating right here before I ever give the offer. Now I go into all of my obstacles, and what obstacles are anything that would prevent them from signing today, or any concerns they have, right? These might be objections, anything that would come up that would be concerning, that would prevent them from signing today. And that is just to give you some examples. Influencers, fear, trust, like maybe they want to see more reviews of our company, all the stuff, time frame, condition of the home. We'll go into all of the things that would prevent us from being able to get that contract today. Now, once I get that, I then do a stress test and commitment. I'm going to go into how to present the offer at the end of this, and I'll go 2 ways. One, we've already got their needs. We can solve all their problems. and another one that we can't. So once I do the stress test to commitment, it's going to sound something like, let's say that I could get you the $100,000 that you needed to be able to buy that next house. Let's say that we do it in the next 30 days. So that way you don't lose your deposit, and we help you move all of your stuff. So that way you don't have to worry about all of that. If we can take care of all of that for you, what would be your biggest concern? That'd be one example. Let's say in the obstacles, they gave us a trust objection. Okay, let's say we show you our reviews, right? We sit down, show you our Better Business Bureau, all the reviews from past clients. We get you the $100,000 and we help you with XYZ. If we do all of that for you, what would be your biggest concern? So I've already got their obstacles. I've got what would prevent us from working together. Now, what I need to do is I need to find out, are there any other last minute objections? And I am going to keep working at this, overcoming all of my objections until they say, no, I wouldn't have any other concerns. And then I'm going to ask them, well, what would you want the next steps to be? Or I might ask them something along the lines of, okay, so at that point, would you want to move forward? Some sort of commitment question saying, hey, if I can do all this for you, would you be ready? All right. Once I have that, I do a brief hold. And so 2 different ways you can go about this. I have some people that are like, oh, I don't have underwriters. Like, why are you doing that? Yeah, I don't care. Like, go run your numbers on the property, right? That's completely okay. We actually do have underwriters on our team. We have one, that's our dispo team, that they're full-time. They're just underwriting properties. And so we will send it to them. They'll underwrite it. Then we'll come back on. So we're going to do a brief hold, or a lot of times they're already working on it by the time we're at this point, because we're about 45 minutes to an hour in our sales call. We tell them, hey, I've got one that I'm working on. The numbers are being worked on. If not, you can run them yourself. From there, it goes into 2 options. One is you can get them their needs. The other option, can't get them their needs. So if you can, it's really simple, right? What I do is I'll say, hey, great. It looks like we are able to help you with this, with X, Y, and Z. The best offer you could get is blank, and that puts blank in your pocket so you can. And then I'm going to repeat back what they're after. And then I start walking them through the next steps. I go right into, so the next steps would be boom, right? Now, this is so much easier than me just throwing out an offer and then doing a bunch of objection handling, because I've already covered everything for them. Hey, it looks like we are able to help you with this. It looks like the best offer you can get for the property is $100,000. That would put $80,000 in your pocket, so you could buy the next house. So the next steps from here is I'm going to put this in writing. I'm going to type up an agreement. I'm going to outline everything that we just discussed. The 30 days, I'm going to go over the reviews with you, and I'm going to show you where in the agreement it says that we're going to help you with your stuff. Once we do all of that, we'll get it authorized, then we'll start talking about the next steps. Would that be helpful? That's my closing, right? Really, really simple if you get everything before. Now, if you can't, this is a question I guess, like, well, what if you can't get them their needs? I just present the offer and I go kind of right back to the needs. So I say, hey, unfortunately, the numbers came back right around where I was thinking they would. I still say, looks like the best offer you can get is blank, and that would put blank in your pocket, so that way you could blank. Now, the only difference is I change the way I go. I don't like just assume a close right there. The only difference that I add there is I say, now I know that's not what you were expecting, but would it at least put you in a better position than you are now? And this is like, I'm scripting this out, so it doesn't have to be word for word, but this is the point, right? This is the point of the call, is I say, hey, look, it does look like the numbers were coming back where I was expecting. Now, unfortunately, the numbers are not where you wanted them to be. It looks like we can get you $100,000 in your pocket. That would have you walking away with, $80,000 after the mortgage. So that way you could, and then I'm going to repeat back what they're at. And then I'll say, look, I know it's not what you were expecting, but would at least put you in a better position than you're in now. And a lot of times the reason we ask this question is maybe we can't get them everything they want, right? Maybe the seller wants to go buy another house. They want to pay off all their credit cards and then put an indoor pool in the home. Maybe we can't do all of that, but maybe we can help them buy another house and pay off some of their credit cards. Hey, if we could do that, would that at least put you in a better position than you're in now? Well, yeah, it might. Well, why do you feel like it would? And then I'm going to go into my price objection handling. So there's kind of 2 directions that I'll go there. One, I've already covered everything. This is what the top closers do. They cover everything before they give the offer. That way, when they give the offer, it's not, hey, let me write this down. Let me put this in my back pocket and go shop it. It's like, I've already committed. I've already said that I'm going to move forward. So it's just a really easy close. If you can't do that and you still have their needs, I'm just going to switch to, hey, would that still put you in a better position? And then I'll go into my objection handling, which I have tons of videos on that inside of my channel. I have a full video on how to go into objection handling, and I'll actually put that in the description below. Hopefully this was helpful. If you guys want more videos like this, drop in the comments. This one actually came from a comment that I got on a previous video, and make sure you guys subscribe, follow along for more. See you guys on the next video.